Trump's assault on the peaceful protesters in Los Angeles is about distraction and intimidation. Donald Trump wants to distract us from his failed agenda, and he wants to intimidate anyone who speaks out against it. That, of course, includes Democrats in Congress, protesters on the ground, and now the free press. We saw a reporter at ABC get suspended over a call out, a well-deserved call out of Stephen Miller, and now Donald Trump has gotten caught live on air handcuffing a journalist in Los Angeles. Yes, Donald Trump is going after and intimidating the press. We're going to get into it all, but before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way in supporting the coverage that we are doing right now. We're going to get into that disturbing video, a blatant attack on the press, but before we do, Rachel Maddow and Lawrence O'Donnell offered up some very important analysis of what is happening right now on the ground in LA that I want to take a look at before we do.
He's blonde Berlusconi. This is just, I mean, he's just trying to do the same thing all the other strongmen and would-be dictators do all over the country. I think the really interesting question is what the country lets him get away with. And we're seeing a really interesting test of that right now all over the country, especially this week.
And we're also seeing the difference between the advisors he had in the White House the first time and the people he has now. He obviously had a White House counsel in his first presidency who was telling him, no, it's illegal. You cannot just send in the National Guard. The governor has to request it. And now he has people telling him whatever he wants to hear, whenever he wants to hear it.
Yeah, I think that if we can intuit what he's being told, I think based on the pattern of his actions, we can probably intuit that what he's being told is, yeah, it's illegal, therefore go do it. I mean, I think that the more laws he breaks, the more blatantly unconstitutional things he both proposes and tries, I think the more they think power accrues to him because he's less constrained by things that don't actually stop him. And so ultimately, I mean, the courts are pushing him back. Congress, to a certain extent, is pushing him back a little bit, although I think a little bit more than they're given credit for. But mostly it's the people pushing him back. He's deeply, deeply, deeply unpopular and underwater on every issue. And he is absolutely panicked by the protests against him, to the point where he's already playing the biggest cards that he's got, and he's not even 6 months into this term. I just think, I think we're getting the test really early, and I think that he's failing.
By the way, one of the important things that Mayor Bass brought out when you were talking to her about what's happening in Los Angeles tonight, and you know this, but just how isolated and tiny a spot of Los Angeles we're talking about. Downtown Los Angeles, where in the areas where these office buildings are, very few people live anywhere near that. It's not a residential area. Most people living in Los Angeles, most Los Angeles local taxpayers never set foot in that part of Los Angeles. You can easily live a life there and never see it. And so it is this really isolated little spot that doesn't in any way disrupt any protest that's being held down there outside a federal building, doesn't in any way disrupt anything about the way life is lived in Los Angeles.
I mean, even if these protests were 100 times the size that they are, there still wouldn't be an operational reason to bring in active duty troops or federalized National Guard. I mean, it's not that sort of thing. This is obviously not operationally necessitated, right, in terms of the security of the city. He's doing this because he's panicking and thinks that he looks weak and therefore he has to do something that seems strong. And so we will have tanks destroying the streets of Washington this Saturday, and we will have National Guardsmen and active duty U.S. Marines standing around Los Angeles wondering what this has to do with their military careers. And it's all because he has no freaking idea how to deal with this politically, and he's absolutely panicking about the, I think, trenchant and joyful and sustainable opposition against him.
Yeah, it is clearly something he has been all too eager to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I just thought that breakdown from Rachel and Lawrence was such important context of what we're seeing now. And at a time in which corporate media is so happy to bend the knee to Donald Trump, it is so great to hear two voices who I know will never back down in their fight, in their opposition. Of course, us in independent media are doing that as well. We saw interviews Gavin Newsom doing with Brian Tyler Cohen, Pod Save America, Midas Touch. We need to continue to speak out because Donald Trump is trying to intimidate us, as we can clearly see as this reporter is detained live on air.
Flyers and posters saying
CNN?
it's time to escalate.
Wait 1 second,
it's time
John.
to-
Hold on.
Yeah,
I want
go
to.
ahead.
Jason,
Yep.
what's going on? I hear you. Am I seeing Jason Carroll being? What happened, Jason?
I am being detained. I am being detained, Laura. I'm not being arrested. Correct, officers?
Did you hear what he told you?
No.
We're letting you go, but you can't come back.
Okay.
Because then if you come back, then you go.
Okay.
Okay, please?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, officer.
Take care. You too. Nice to meet you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
What happened,
If
Jason?
you guys can still hear me, what happened was I was. Yes.
I'm Chris with the New York Times. We got video of you guys.
Oh, you did?
If you need it later,
Thank you.
call New York Times.
I appreciate that.
I can hear you still, Jason. What's happening?
So we here's what happened, Laura. The officer, I was called over, and the officer told me to put my hands behind my back. I said, am I being arrested? He said, you were being detained. I was walked out of the area. They took down my information.
Oh, I'm losing his IFB right now. I can't hear you, Jason. John Miller.
I think this is a perfect encapsulation of what is happening on the ground in Los Angeles. Why on earth would you need to handcuff? Would you make a reporter put their hands behind their back as you drag them away if you simply need them to move a few feet off of a premises? This is all about intimidation. They're not going to try to stop you. It's like the woman who yesterday was shot in the leg, a reporter from Australia, shot in the leg for standing and doing her job, reporting, causing no problems. But what are they trying to do? Intimidate. And they're trying to show the world that they are willing to intimidate. They are willing to attack. Because why? They are weak. Just listen to Tom Homan, who's been trying to puff his chest out all week, be asked about his arrest threat against Gavin Newsom, which apparently he's not too keen on anymore.
California specifically, the president told reporters earlier that if he were you, he would have the governor of California arrested. Can you just clarify where that stands and if that is something that you personally are advocating for?
No, like I did an interview yesterday with NBC reporting here's the conversation was, as you and I talked about many times, you can protest if you want, you have that First Amendment right, but when you cross the line of putting your hands on an ICE officer, impeding our enforcement operations, knowingly harboring, concealing illegal alien, that's a crime. And I said last night, they can protest all they want, when they cross that line, we'll seek prosecution. And last count, we have just about 50 protesters who've been arrested, currently being prosecuted for violating the law. And when I reported asked me, would that include politicians like Mayor Bass or Governor Newsom? I said, well, of course. It includes anybody that commits a crime.
But Governor Newsom has not done anything to warrant an arrest in your view right now, correct?
I don't see him.
Not at this time, absolutely not.
Tom Homan is the poster child for what is happening right now. It's all fluff. It's all show. There's no substance. It's all threats. They're not backing it up because they themselves are scared. They are trying to distract, and we cannot let them. We both have to call out this disgusting assault on our freedoms, and it is an assault on our freedoms. Republicans think they still get to claim that word. They still get to wave their flags around and their fake patriotism and act like it's theirs, but it's not. We also have to talk about the chaos. Donald Trump is introducing chaos into people's lives for no reason. All because his feelings are hurt because his boyfriend Elon Musk broke up with him and Republicans hate his budget. So he's making it our problem, which is why we need to continue to call out the root of the problem, which is Donald Trump's failed agenda.